bad alcohol quality in Benidorm bars? Is it something that's still done right now in 2023? Or is it an issue that's long gone forever and is of the past decades? What will be happening right now in Benidorm when the main peak season is actually over? Is there any road works? What is happening normally and typically once August month is over? Different types of interesting events that all you guys are able to participate right now in September, plus the weather forecast for holidays in Benidorm for all those of you who are coming here right now, and much, much more in today's Benidorm News Update. Let's begin, shall we? Once summer season is over, there's plenty of different types of events happening here in Benidorm. First of all, just yesterday, we've had something that's called Travessia a Nado, which is when plenty of swimmers were heading from the end of the Levante beach towards the Mediterranean Sea, swimming quite a long distance and then coming back. So it was quite a nice event, even though mostly locals know it because it's done very early in the morning before crowds of tourists arrive to the beach. So this one is over. However, some more are coming up. First of all, right now, from today up until Sunday, we have Benidorm Pride, one of the latest prides in Spain and in a lot of parts of Europe, I gotta say. And there's going to be tons of parties of different kind. Also, there's going to be the parade, which this year is 15th anniversary of this type of celebration here in Benidorm at least. And this means that there's going to be quite a lot of movement. Around 20,000 people are expected to actually join this celebration. Apart from that, there's also Walk Your City, which is from 16th to 22nd of September, 6 days more or less. And this is something where Benidorm is participating. These are European countries that do have all this system through the app. So the thing is, it's like a contest to see which city walks the most. And everyone can participate, even tourists. It doesn't really matter who you are, but you can participate and make Benidorm stand out. Basically, this is the app that's called Walk 15, if I'm not wrong. And you can register in the app and select Benidorm town. And between these days, if you will be here or if you know someone who is here, we will be putting on this app and tracking how much we actually walk in Benidorm. And this is something incredible because if Benidorm will win, it's just going to be so nice to show, hey, we are in the city that walks the most. It's supposed to be a healthier lifestyle, to promote a healthy lifestyle. And it's something curious to do as well. So if you will be here, download this app. We will do it as well to see if we can help Benidorm win this year. Quite nice. Benidorm also has different types of bicycle days and all different types of celebrations and runs and walks and half marathons and marathons. Plenty of things. So it's quite a healthy city, I have to say. Apart from that, there's going to be on the 6th of September, there is a very special, and I find it strange, honestly. This is like a typical tradition here, but I don't really get it. It is a celebration that's done right behind the El Cisne flea market in Benidorm town, right by the chapel. And what they do is on the parking lot, they make like small squares, they enumerate them, and people have to purchase tickets, which is €1, €2 ticket, with the number of the plot of the square that they chose. And there's a donkey, a mule there, who just walks around, and they are waiting where it will do the biggest amount of its needs, like to go poo poo, and wherever the biggest amount of it, like the heaviest amount, lands on, that person wins. Don't ask me why. It's the strangest celebration I've seen here in the area, honestly, but it is something that a lot of Spanish are coming to see, and some international tourists too are starting to go. There's a popular drinks bar, so quite cheap drinks and snacks, and people are there like for at least a few hours to watch all of it happening. So this is another quite an unusual event that happens for the last 4 years at least in this location in Benidorm town. If you're here on the 6th, check it out and let us know what do you think about it. And now let's go with main news. First of all, for quite some time, there was even an investigation opened back in 2014, so 11 years ago, you can imagine how things have changed. There was an open investigation that was saying that let's check what's happening in Benidorm bars, because a lot of people were saying like, oh, the alcohol isn't good. Oh, they make it look like they pour branded, very like expensive drinks, and they're pouring like cheap, sometimes even not a good quality alcohol. So this time, uh, before it comes out now, once again, people went and checked it out in different types of bars and night pubs, like etc., like places where you go from later in the evening up until the whole night, up until the morning time. And they've checked what was happening. And honestly, I get why a lot of people might think so. Whenever you go to different bars, not only here in Benidorm, but everywhere, literally, probably in the world, at least here in Spain, there's two different types of things. There's brands, which are highly renowned brands, and then there's local spirits. Okay, so it doesn't mean that it is bad. It's just that local brands, or like Spanish brands, they are cheaper because they're not these high elite known everywhere worldwide known brands to serve, right? So it doesn't mean the quality is bad. A lot of the times they're actually made in the same factory. That's how it's done, you know, same as with a lot of other things. And people see like big labels, very renowned labels right in front of them, and then at the bottom usually there is national brands. And whenever you go to a place, if you do not specify what you want, usually they'll put you local spirits. Why? Because it is cheaper. That's the main reason why. It doesn't mean it's about alcohol. It doesn't mean it's like burnt alcohol, how they call here in Spain, which is like illegal alcohol actually. So it is not burned, it is not illegal. These are local spirits, local mixes. Okay. And a lot of the times when you go to bars here in mainland, they'll show you offer local mixes plus like, I don't know, like a local vodka plus rum, plus Coca-Cola or orange juice or whatever is Sprite. It's gonna be like €5, €6. And if you would like a branded one, it's gonna be 7, 8, or 9, or depending on how expensive it actually is. So this is what is usually happening. These brands, local brands, are on hand. They're lower because these are the ones that are sold the most in these bars. And these are the ones that people ask the most, because not everyone wants to spend quite a lot of money on alcohol and cocktails and drinks whenever they go out. So that is why they are reachable, right? The other ones are slightly higher because slightly less people ask for them, and it is better for the work to be done. So I've seen some groups online and social media who are saying, "Oh, is Benidorm still serving like cheap alcohol?" Well, alcohol isn't cheap. That's the first thing. It's quite expensive, especially for a bar. That bottle is really expensive. And no, they don't sell bad alcohol. At least not anymore. If it happened sometime in the past, maybe, but not now. It's all very, very controlled. The only bad alcohol that you can find is on the Levante Beach and Poniente Beach with the illegal mojito sellers. This is the only alcohol we can say we don't know where it comes from, and if it's actually medicinal alcohol, like the one that you cannot drink, you know, like the one that you use to cure things, or if it's like a cheapest option somewhere illegally taken alcohol, right? This is the only thing that no one knows, because since there's no sanitary regulations, people don't know where it comes from. No one knows. It's just them who know it, right? So this is the only one that might be dangerous, and it actually is, because people end up in the hospital. But once you go to a bar, bars have licenses, bars are checked out often, and bars won't risk their license to serve a bad quality alcohol to you guys. So this is definitely not the case. And meanwhile, and while some things do happen in Benidorm, such as, you know, thieves that police don't do anything, such as potato scammers or mojito sellers, there are things that are done in a correct way. All the legal establishments, hotels, different accommodation options, bars, restaurants, cafeterias, all of them do things in a right way. So it is actually safe if you want to get something to drink, like cocktails, alcohol, etc. It is safe, because a lot of these bars, nothing does something like this because fines are so high. It's simply not worth it. So Benidorm in this case is quite a safe place to grab some cocktails and drinks. And you could always go and choose between both, either slightly more expensive branded, like expensive branded things, those are like renowned brands, or you can choose to go for local spirits and local mixes, which are still good options. It's just that they don't have a widely renowned label, which is why the price is slightly lower. And now let's continue with the last news, and it is about what's going to be happening in Benidorm right now once the summer season is not just over, but the peak season actually is. Starting from September, right now, it's just literally 1 week left, and starting from next Monday, our children will go to school back again. So the year went back to a normal route, right? So we all went back to work, there was no holidays any longer, and people just got back to normality. Hence, quite a lot of things that were stopped due to mass tourism that were stopped because there are so many people on the streets. It's just impossible to work without actually bothering tourists and locals. With the extreme temperatures and weather and so much of a movement on the streets. Now all these works will be started back again slowly but surely. Then for Christmas it's going to be paralyzed, and then before the Easter holiday will start, it's going to be back again, and then from Easter to summer it's going to be stopping gradually. There's a lot of things in Benidorm that need to be done. There's the LED light system on the Levante beach. The last bit of it has to be done, and it will be done hopefully this winter, at least that's what we've been told. There's going to be a lot of work done on the streets. Those who need to be rechecked, those where the tiles were off and need to be glued and put back again, those where lights were not working. Different types of urban furniture, they call it here, which are basically benches, garbage like litter boxes on the streets. All those will be checked as well, and if needed, these will be fixed. There's going to be plenty of work. There's a lot of work being done actually right now with the roads, with the signs. Some of them that are missing or in a bad condition, or where you can barely see any lines on the road any longer, are repainted. The signs are being put in place. So the it's not a winter season obviously just yet. We just finished summer, like peak summer season. It's still technically summer for the Spanish. For myself, it is already calendar autumn. So technically, there's still a lot of people here, and it's still hot. It is still kind of summer. But for municipality, works need to be started already. And there's plenty of projects that are still waiting to be approved. The brand new library, giant library in the green park of La Higuera in the city center, right by the bullfighting rink that we don't use anymore for years. There is the continuing of the Mediterranean Avenue, the refurbished, like the renewed side, which still is not going anywhere. There's plenty of huge projects that are waiting to be approved, that are waiting for the money it needs to actually continue and be finished. There's a giant project of a fully new neighborhood in Rincon de Loix and Sanche Levante, it's called, that we're still waiting things to be done. And hopefully this winter is when all the works will be started, because the roads are there. They are building the roads, which is a really good sign. So a lot of things to do. A lot of things to repaint, to re-put in place, those that were stolen, those that are vandalized, etc. Usually Benidorm uses all this winter time to make a glow up of a kind, to be ready for when next tourism wave hits. But honestly, it's never going to be empty here. At least it wasn't like this last year. So we'll see what this year will prepare for us. And now let's continue with the weather forecast. What is actually going on and what is waiting for us this beginning first week of September? Honestly, cannot believe that the time flies just so fast. Just no time ago it was just the beginning of a peak season, and now it's already end of it, and we're going back to school and university. And the weather is really nice today. In the first video that we've shown you from 1st of September in Benidorm, you could have seen that there is less people in the city, less people on the beach, plenty of space for you to lay down in a privileged location on the front line of the beach, which a lot of people I know were willing to do, but due to mass tourism and peak season, it wasn't always a possibility, sadly, but now it is. And the weather was gorgeous. It was quite hot, but the wind is not hot any longer. It's not like a hair fan, like a hair dryer. So when you go outside and the wind blows a little bit, it's easy to be outside, even on midday, which is what we did today when you've seen us filming the video. And it's just a gorgeous weather. I always talk about that it's like a golden period for traveling. It's gorgeous. It's nice outside. It's still hot, but not extremely hot. There's less people on the beach. There's no giant queues any longer in restaurant, bars, cafeterias, and theme parks, wherever you go, in excursions as well. The water is still very, very warm in the sea to swim. We actually do that still. And up until end of September, probably we will be swimming in the sea. So everything is available for you, but it's slightly cheaper, it's less crowded, and it's nicer because there is no heat wave. So a lot of people actually are switching to September and even October months to come here on holidays. Let us know if you've switched your holidays from peak months towards September, October, or maybe any other date, slightly earlier in the year to come here on holidays. But the good news is that September is looking great. No rain the first week at least. There's going to be some clouds on north parts of Spain as there usually is. Nothing from the other world. Here we might have a little bit of clouds, a little bit of fog, but nothing too much. It should not be raining. It should not be extremely cloudy. So sunshine and more sunshine is waiting for us. And the temperatures are still quite stable. It's going to be around 30, 32 degrees here in Benidorm this whole entire first week of September. So plenty of time still to enjoy. Thank you for accompanying us in today's latest Benidorm news update. Wish you a lovely day and we'll see you here on the channel very soon, tomorrow already, with a brand new video. Stay tuned. Goodbye.